Most of you are traveling to all of you are traveling to the city of Triskelion, the greatest city in all of Calabria, the nation where all of you live. Calabria is a divided nation, as all these different furry animal guys are vying for control. Some of them have been enslaved by other races, and some of them have risen to the top. You, for some reason or another, are mercenary. Let's see, we got one mercenary. We have one explorer, who I believe is probably going to Triskelion to
explore.
Yeah, it's a port city. So, yes, there's lots of intelligent people to talk to, big libraries to look in, and most importantly, people who will fund your venture capital to fund your explorations to new and glorious places. We have a cleric who is an almoner who gives alms to the poor. The Triskelion is also the seat of where the Grand Pontiff of the Shining Light of Creation lives, as well as the biggest church in all of Triskelion, the Cathedral of Tamoin, which is this huge building. So if you're looking for religious pilgrimage, you could think of worse places to go than basically Vatican City. And let's see. Sorry, I got distracted with other things here. What was our fourth character?
A bounty hunter.
Right. And, well, if you're looking for bounties to hunt, the richest and biggest city in all the land is definitely a good place to start. Mm-hmm. All right, let's see if I still have LordKaT's email here.
LordKaT at LordKaT.com.
That's so hard to remember.
It is terribly difficult to remember.
And I have too many directories open. All right, now we get to watch this bounce. Huzzah!
I'm up there. My character sheet to include my... Ooh, that's not the right one. I thought I had the soak dice on that.
Well, I know we don't have a map up and ready yet, but what we do know is I don't know how much you guys abstract some of this stuff, because listen to the podcast later. Mm-hmm. But you would all be traveling along what is known as, crazily enough, the Northern Road. Triskelion has 3 major roads that come out of it, which they have imaginatively named the North Road, the West Road, and the East Road.
Hooray!
You are traveling down the Northern Road with a lot of other people in traffic, and you have actually been walking for several days, during which you've actually gotten to know each other's names and have some sense of camaraderie with one another.
So, what's going on, guys?
What's going on? You're old. How's that working for you?
Oh, my back!
You know, if you're so old, why are you traveling down this road?
You probably
because exercise keeps you alive, young man. You'll learn that one day.
Old man voices. That never gets old.
All right. I hope I never get as old as you.
I could do an Irish voice if you'd rather. Oh, laddie, you just got to keep your energy up. Always walking or else your legs will get stiff and you'll fall on the ground and you'll probably choke to death on your tongue because you're stupid. Sprechen die Deutsch.
Okay, old man.
Oh, it's still sending. All right. So, someone texted me here. All right. So,
that's the server information for the...
It's already up. All right.
Well, the campaign isn't up, but the server's up, so you can connect.
All right. Let me see if I can get this to work. So, connect to server. How do I tell it I'm the... Oh, there we are. Roll. Crazy that.
No, don't set your roll yet. Because you won't be able to log in.
All right. Don't set my roll.
I'll set it for you.
Wait. There we go. Wrong menu. Put in the correct numbers. This is better.
Alright, like for initiative, it says speed and mind dice. Do I just add those 2 dice together?
You roll them
you include
two
both
separately.
Yeah, they're both separate. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I see a black screen. Black is my soul.
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
Fuck that.
Yeah. Basically, the way initiative is set up is not to determine when you go, it's to determine how aware are you that combat has started. So if you botch, you immediately start off in like reeling and stuff like that. But if you roll and beat a certain number, depending on how far away the enemies are, you are at different stages of being ready to fight. Is that about right?
Oh, excellent!
In fact, I will introduce players to the first mechanic. Because as you arrive at the gates, Triskelion is sometimes known as the Free City, because since it is not currently controlled by any of the other kings, commoners can come and go. But strangely enough, when you arrive at the 30-foot stone walls that surround the city, the doors are closed.
Huh.
As standing on top of the parapets are two bored-looking guards, leaning on their spears as they watch you approach. One of them, a short rat-looking fellow, leans over the battlements and says, "Hail and well met! Stand and be recognized!" and shouts down at you from the high parapets. So, who would come forward?
Hello?
Hail there! And who are you? And what colors do you fly?
I'm Goodwill Hunting. I fly no particular colors. I'm just an explorer looking to explore new lands.
Explorer for new lands. That sounds sort of like a beggar or perhaps a criminal. Is that what you are?
No, I seek out new lands and adventures.
Oh, an adventurer. The guy turns and nods to his fellow guard, who's a much larger horse fellow. They kind of nod, look jerk. Yes, well, perhaps you should consider exploring somewhere else. We have a surfeit of people who have no ambitions, wants, or needs.
I'm literate and I like doing research.
City.
Yes, technically it's a free city. Who are you? He says, squinting at Arclight.
I'm Cyrus. The colors I fly are my own.
Oh, great. A white shield. All right, so we have an adventurer and a white shield. Does anyone here have any claim to any sort of title?
Sort of title.
I eat grass during the day.
What about you? He says, pointing at Skitch. I also see no flags on you.
I don't carry any flags. I'm just here to find some work, you know? Guys got to get paid somehow.
Lots of people in here looking for work.
Yes, and probably most of them aren't getting their jobs done, so you need someone who can, get things fixed up,
Yeah,
the gates are closed by royal decree until the vile Tasso Bianco is brought to justice.
So so we take out this Tasso Bianco, everything's fine, we walk in, right? No problem.
Well, they look at each other exasperatedly for a little bit, and I guess now... Oh, wow, the map's actually here. This was the map of the city itself. All right, so somebody actually knows the law. Dun, dun, dun. So, who's the one who pointed out that they can capture the bandit? Was that the mercenary?
That was Bounty Hunter.
Bounty Hunter, all right. Let's go ahead and introduce the first role of the game, which will be a role to actually know the law. I would ask the player, what dice and skills and abilities do you have that are useful in knowing the law of the land?
Knowing the law of the land... Knowing the law of the land is not something that my characters particularly
I would know the law of the land because I am very academically smart.
Academic sounds to me like the ideal skill. So at this point, I would ask players to roll, let's see, their academics would be the skill that applies. And I would also ask that, let's see, which of your 4 basic attributes do you think would apply to this?
Most likely mind.
Most likely mind. That's what I would suggest too. So I would suggest that players roll their mind and academics. There is a gift in the game specifically called law, that if you have it, gives you a bonus to know the law. Naturally, none of you have that because none of you are that kind of job. And also, this is when I would ask players to suggest other things. Like, for example, the bounty hunter, even though he doesn't specifically have law listed, you could argue that, hey, I'm a bounty hunter. I would know the laws of catching criminals. And I would say, yeah, I guess you're right. Go ahead and throw your bounty hunter trait in there, too. Even though it doesn't say it applies to academics, this is one of those limited places where it would apply. Because I am a generous game master.
Yes, you are.
I rolled a 7 and a 7 and a 2 to know the law.
The basic difficulty in the game is a 4. Like, that's the standard DC for stuff. So if you can, if you can roll a 4 or better, you can at least claim 1 success. So I'm looking right there, and Rollo's got 1 success. Skitch has 1 success. LordKaT is going.
LordKat's
like
derp.
maps. Yeah.
Crit!
That's
It's a 25% chance to crit, Arclight. You're a madman.
Right. Well, actually,
But I only had a 25% of actually getting a 4.
Well, actually, Rollo here has the crit because Rollo actually has 2 dice that beat it. So Rollo actually knows the worth of the law. Well, yeah, the wording of the law, it says, yes, indeed, since you are all commoners and since he is a criminal, any one of you can be deputized and have access to the warrant. The watchman rolls his eyes. Well, I mean, I guess Rollo shares this information, right?
Oh, you're so shared with everybody.
Oh, great, a
great.
drunk Irish priest. Yes, your aged friend is correct. By the law, anyone can view the outstanding warrants. Very well, then. The rat guy turns to the bigger horse guy. They say something that only someone with keen ears could possibly hear. Anyone here got keen ears as a gift?
Nope.
Nope.
All right. And then
That sort of armor, does that work?
the horse guy disappears, and after a while he descends to, let's see, you guys will be at the north gate. So on the only map that is currently visible,
Around 10.
yeah, is number 10. I uploaded this, as you can see, this map is not to scale. This was just a general map of the city, so you can see a general layout of what the city looks like. And, so yeah, after a while, there's these giant 20-foot-tall wooden doors that are there at the front gate, but those doors don't open. They open a smaller door inside of those. And the horse guy opens the door, stoops to lean out, and motions that you can come inside.
Oh, fantastic. All right.
Hello.
Oh, if you don't, I'll be on my way if you don't mind.
I'll pop in too.
He just kind of nods at you guys with the bored expression of a security guard.
You,
Thank you, laddie. Have a good day, why don't you?
Guard says, pay your taxes.
Oh, but a holy man.
Oh, sorry, Father. Bows to
Oh,
you.
no worries, my boy.
Although technically you're only a reverend, but anyway. So,
shush.
coming inside, the first thing you will notice is right there on your right-hand side is the giant cathedral building. I mean, I didn't have this to scale, but this building is like a 10-story cathedral building on the scale of Notre Dame. It is a giant cathedral called the Cathedral of Tomoin, built on the original Tomoin village and site of the original glorious miracle where all white magic was invented.
Damn.
On your left-hand side,
That's
you will
important.
see a large number of buildings all crammed together in that standard medieval style of, we just kept building codes, what are those? And just started stacking buildings upon buildings. The most notable one is you can actually see some blue rooftops, which is one of the more expensive inns in the place. But strangely enough, before you, along the open roads in the Market Plaza, is a site straight, almost out of Resident Evil 5. Where you see all these ramshackle buildings built out of scrap and tents and that sort of things. A lot of refugees have set themselves up in the town square and the Market Plaza, and it is crammed with people, all of whom don't seem to want to leave the city since they heard the gates would be closed, and the guards don't let just anyone in.
Guess we're a little lucky to get our way in here then.
So like a free city.
Yes. So, and who's that last one? Okay, and let's see. I have not been promoted to Game Master status yet.
What's
Will
wrong?
hunting.
Because there's actually like 5 maps in here. I have them set up. So, I'm one of those Game Masters who I've got 5 maps, but you'll probably only go to 3 of these places.
You know what? You should be able to disconnect and then reconnect as a game master with password 1234.
Alright, I have disconnected. Connect to server.
See here. Brawling with
All right.
tactics. Bam. I was like,
Your miniature is amazing, Jason.
Thank you.
Will hunting.
Goodwill hunting.
Says I have the wrong password.
Try connecting with that one password. See if that works.
I can try that.
Hey!
Hooray! It did. Excellent. I have all my fancy maps. All right. So, as you can see, the place is busy and full of people. Now, on your character sheets, each one of you has a starting goal. I forgot to ask what everybody's starting goal was. So, I guess I'll start with Jason. What was your starting goal?
My starting goal was to accumulate some money where I can either hire a crew or find some sort of or join up with a crew and start exploring the world.
How very specific. Excellent. So you're looking for someone to sponsor that.
Yes.
And what does Rollo have?
I want to find a worthy group of adventurers that I can travel with and protect them, because in my old age, I want to do one last glory,
The first goal is pretty much the one we call the gimme goal. So
no,
we tell people to make it, like, go ahead and make it easy. It just means that, like, starting the game...
I want to go to the city.
Well, no. Joining a party is one of the ones we suggest.
Okay.
It's just like
Great.
we tell people, like, it doesn't have to be a big idea. Later on, the quests are getting a lot harder because you got to find people with exclamation points. Arcolite?
I want a big contract to kill a big thing.
This Tasso Bianco fellow has scared the entire city. And what about you, Skitch?
Get paid. What else?
I like money. All right. Well, let's see. I didn't ask people with local area knowledge, so I'm not going to sweat that. The gate guard will tell you, since you asked. The law requires us that if you're looking for the arrest warrant, you must go to the palace to find it. And the palace is on the west side of the city. It's that big number 1 that's on the west side of the city. But there are lots of places to visit, because I already mentioned there's the Market Plaza in front of you. There's even better shops in the better part of town. There's the cathedral there where you can visit, but there's always sick people in need of spiritual advice and healing. And other places to look for work, too. So I guess I should start with, why don't I start with Rollo, then? Where would you go first?
Well, I'm going to go probably where all the sick people are, because I will let the adventurers, the tough men who are doing their thing, go find their mark. But in the meantime, I will do the work that what's the god's name? The enlightened
there's just the shining light of all creation. They preach that afterwards you'll reach into heaven. They actually, it's a more animist religion.
Okay, so I will go and do what the shining light would want.
And the cathedral's right there. You can. I usually suggest that if the party is going to split up, they would tell people that we can just rendezvous at like 8 o'clock or something like that. And the cathedral's where the clock is, so it's not hard to miss.
Oh, all of you can find me over at the cathedral when you're done.
Great.
Or the bar.
Be sure not to go there.
There we go. Mocking all the all the Irishmen, so I can get my butt kicked later. All right. So.
Oh, there's a bar right in here. How convenient.
Step over the unwanted babies on the doorstep.
Come on, kid. Have a gin and brandy. That'll get your spirits up.
Oh, boy. All right. So, all right, so Rollo. Skitch, I assume you're looking for the bounty as well? No, we lost Skitch.
We lost Skitch. That sucks.
All right. Well, Arclight.
Well, I'm going to go straight to 1, because if the bounty is posted there, then someone will be there to hire me to kill it.
Okay.
So I will just go straight to the palace.
There you go. And let's see which one is yours. There you go. All right. I mean, like, I could have lots of random encounters in the city, but we're kind of going to gloss over those today. And let's see. Now, the Explorer, if you're looking for people to sponsor your mission, you can either try the rich side of town, where you can try and use your numerous contacts among rich people. Oh, wait, you don't know anybody rich. So the other thing to try is to actually try the Sailors Guild, which, oddly enough, is on the dock side of town in the south.
Ah, dear me. I think...
Or you could go to the palace and find out what's up with this guy.
You know, hiring people is going to take money. I think I should help with this bounty.
All right, so you follow Arclight, and I'm assuming that's where Skitch is going as well.
Yeah, probably as he's bounty hunter.
Yeah, let's assume Skitch is going there. Because
Okay.
he's a bounty hunter and all.
I'm actually one of those people who doesn't mind splitting. I know some game masters don't like splitting up the party, but sometimes you guys have different stuff to do. So, all right. Let's see. I guess first we'll do Rollo went to the church. So, Reverend Mahoney, while you're at the church, there are lots of sick people there. I mean, there's people there who need help. People have been stabbed, suffering from diseases and that sort of thing. So you are usually assumed to help give alms to the poor. I believe your job is almoner, is it not?
Yes.
All right. To help people will require a role of stealing your own resolve. So I'm going to suggest this would be a role of will and academics to help people. Do you have anything else that helps people in their times of need?
I have first aid as a gift, so I can claim a D12 with first aid.
You can roll that. Some people actually have severe injuries. It's the Middle Ages, and we don't have building codes.
All right, so I can add will, academics, and...
And first aid is a gift that just gives a flat 12-sided bonus.
Okay. So I have this. I have this, I have this, and then I have...
And as usual, we don't actually add the dice. We just count the ones that are higher. I'm looking for helping people who want to be helped. It's a simple roll for 4s or better.
Oh!
Wow.
Sorry, people. I got tired from my walking.
You old man.
I'm getting too old for this shit. You mean your job?
Yes, apparently.
Yeah. You are, well, as you are helping people with your trembling arthritic paws.
Does this hurt? Oh, God, stop shaking my hand!
And helping, you help out a horse blacksmith who accidentally cut open his leg. He swung the hammer a little low, and it's just a nasty gash. A nun comes over to help you and say, "Oh, let me help you set this dressing here, and then let us say a prayer." The coyote character puts her hand on Reverend Mahoney's shoulder and says, "It's been a while since you've done this sort of thing, hasn't it?"
I've been on the road for quite some time.
Oh, so you've come from outside the city. What news have you have? Have they finally found that bandit who's caused all these people to live desperate refugee lives here?
Unfortunately not. But I came with a party of adventurers and bounty hunters, so perhaps they'll be able to get the job done.
We can only pray. Unfortunately, there's been so many refugees here, she says, that I have not been able to do my rounds. There are some people in a enclave not too far from here, and they have no healer and no spiritual advisor. And I fear for their for the safety of their bodies and for the sanctity of their souls.
Where could I find them?
Well, it's oh God, I was about to say over the river and through the woods. Yeah.
To grandmother's house we go.
No, she says it's just about 3 leagues beyond the horizon, north by northwest. She gives you actually very precise Well, actually, instead of just giving you precise directions, she writes you a note, as she is literate and you are literate.
Oh, yes, let me just get my reading spectacles on.
Well, she writes a note, and she offers you the goal. If you want to add this to your goals list, you can have 3 goals active on your list at one time. Of help the people of let's see. What is it? Oh yeah, help the people of Low Valley Enclave. They named their village Low Valley, strangely enough.
Low Valley Enclave. If I pass through that area, sister, I will be sure to do that for you.
Blessed be, she says. Okay, so and you spend
sweet tookus you have.
Yep. And you spend.
What a sweet tookus you have. Yep.
That ruins the whole mood. Yeah. Okay. She slaps you in one.
Chris has a habit of this.
Excellent. Well, moving on to the 3 bounty hunters. I know you guys put yourself in the center of palace, but there's strangely enough a line at the gate.
God damn it.
And when you get to the line at the gate, there's lots of like scruffy-looking dogs, cats, rats, all sort of motley crew, all wearing like leather, chainmail, and armed with strange various devices, little bubbles above their heads declaring their gear scores. As they line up, each of them admitted in turn.
Ask the guy last in the queue. What's the queue?
What do you want?
I want to know what this queue's for.
Well, what do you think it's for? We're here for that warrant for the nasty bounty the bounty for that Tasso fellow who's got all these people with their tails between their legs, hiding their heads in the sand.
Yeah, okay. But see, I see amateur hour at least is finally over now that we're here.
What do you mean by that?
Hey, what do you think I mean by that? Look.
The dog fellow leans towards you. You can see one of his teeth has been broken off, and he has a nasty scar on his neck.
I just smile at him as he leans in.
He does not smile back.
How many men have been sent against this man so far?
Not enough, because I haven't done it yet.
And you suppose that you'd go alone where men have fallen before?
It's just one bandit. How bad could this be?
I don't know. Depends how bad you are, though.
I am the baddest of the bad. They call me Benjamin Barr.
Hey, Benjamin, are you even literate enough to read a warrant?
It's It's just paperwork. I don't have time for such details.
But what if the warrant explicitly states he's got to come back alive?
What? Alive? That's always more trouble than it's worth. People protesting, I didn't do it. I'm not the guy they're looking for. Where am I? All that kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
What if it describes like birthmarks or certain things that can identify him? You bring the wrong guy back, and then you're on the chopping block.
This sounds like it's a lot of trouble. You sound like you're somebody trying to convince me that it's not worth my while to do this.
All I'm trying to say is if you bring back the wrong guy, who's to say that you're not going to be held responsible?
Okay, now as the game master, this is where I'll ask Jason: Are you trying to bluff this guy into thinking I shouldn't be here and have him leave the line?
Originally, I was trying to piss him off into a fight, but yeah.
You can change your mind and piss him off into a fight if you want to.
No, I'm going to try and bluff him into it because I'm not really built for a fight.
All right.
I've got negotiation.
What skills do you have? Now, this is also, since all three of you are working together, we can show off another rule called the assist rule. I think some of you are familiar with assisting from D20.
Yeah.
Good. I hope they can assist me because I have no skills that relate to bluffing whatsoever.
Yeah, I've got negotiation.
I can climb.
Excellent. Well, we're going to go ahead and declare Jason to be the taskmaster, so he rolls last. We're going to declare Arclight and Skitch to be the assistants. Let's see. What skills are useful in bullshitting your way past this guy? Well, I'm thinking negotiation is a good one.
That's nice.
So I'd like your assistants to gather up the negotiation dice, if any. And if you're bullshitting him, deceit is also appropriate.
Yes.
That's wonderful.
And you're trying to outwit him, so I'm guessing mind is also appropriate. Now, if you guys have any suggestions on anything else you think is appropriate, I'm more than happy to listen to it.
Yeah,
that sounds actually good there.
First, I'd like the assistants to roll. They need to roll 4s or better.
I hope you guys roll pretty fucking good.
Okay, each assistant has rolled at least 1 4 or better. For every assistant that rolls 4 or better, they grant Jason an extra 8-sided die.
Yoo-hoo!
So, since we had 2 assistants successfully roll, that's 2d8.
I thought, they...
only Cyrus got a successful roll. I didn't get one for mine.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm reading Rollo's result there.
Okay.
Yeah, no, Skitch failed to assist, but he didn't roll a 1. If he rolls a 1, he says something really stupid and screws the whole thing up.
You're a smelly douche face.
All right, hey, no. Jason will roll his mind, deceit, negotiation. If he doesn't have any of those, he's just going to roll his mind, and he gets an extra D8 because.
Gotta leave some.
Okay, I will now roll this guy's stats.
Square bracket.
Just do square brackets around a d6.
And do
okay.
it. And then do 2 of those sets for you.
There we go. All right, now we're going to do this as a contest. My highest is a 3. Jason, what is your highest?
Mine highest was a 5.
All right, you have rolled higher than me. You have won the contest.
Yay.
Benjamin is convinced, this sounds like more trouble than it's worth. Now, since you had you have one die that beats his, it's a simple success. Benjamin leaves. And that makes the line shorter, so you guys are next.
Fantastic. All right.
And here I was trying to bite at his ankles.
Don't worry. We'll find something else to deal with.
I hope this works out.
It should be fine.
You are shown inside where you were greeted by an armadillo, of all things, a short-looking fellow with spectacles and a large ledger book. And he looks at you three, and let's see, I'm guessing you guys dressed in leather armor and girded up with swords and spears.
I've got metal armor and a metal shield.
Ah, well, he actually looks impressed. He turns to Arclight first and says, "Sir, are you blooded or have title?"
I have no title.
Oh. All right. Well then, show me your company's license, he asks.
I have no license. I need no license.
And we'll need company needs license. All right, well, which one of you is the captain?
Wait, we need a captain?
You have to...
Part of a company, yes. Who's actually going to sign this warrant here, he says, looking at all three of you, looking at Arclight expectantly. Since he's the richest.
I think we might have a representative right here, and I pat Goodwill on his back and push him forward a little bit. Towards the desk.
Hi, how are you? Yes, I could sign the warrant.
Very well then. Here it is. The standard fee of 2 dinar will apply.
Uh,
Processing, of course.
Of course, processing.
Now,
one
I'm assuming
second.
Skitch read the fine print and knows how much money you start with, right?
Yes.
Well, how much do we start with, by the way?